given a chance, and this I'm saying given a chance to marry someone else, who would you marry?
Hi.
see, it's not a trap question.
Ile maisha ya bachelor bana ilikuwa imenipiga, maisha ukapale ilikuwa imenitandika. Ilikuwa imenitandika na wewe nakuja najua nimefika late, takula nini? Na most bachelors ilikuanga ni either maziwa na mkate, ama umeshuka nje pale chini kwa manjeri, umenunua githeri, umekuja umepika chumvi, umekula, umelala. Basi hapa nilikuwa najua nitakuja itakarangwa. Kama ni nyama itakarangwa vizuri. Unaona? Kama ni ugali itapikwa vizuri. And presentation ya hiyo chakula itakuwa different. And of course, unakuja at home una feel uko nyumbani.
Hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to RNN, and this is Inspire to Aspire. First, I just want to start by thanking you guys. I'm so excited. We are at 5,000 subscribers, and that is not a joke. You guys have really made us move faster than we even expected. Thank you so much for your support. And if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Let's move to 10K subscribers. And on to today's video, we are here with Adam, and it's a different twist because we are just about to celebrate 3 years since he married me traditionally, and we thought that we should share and be intimate with each other about a few things, how well we know each other, ask some intimate questions, and give very genuine answers. It's like we are having a date night. Should we call it a date night?
Yes.
So we are having a date night, and here we just want to reflect on our days and how far we've come as a couple. So thank you so much. I hope you're really going to enjoy this, and I hope that we are also going to give you and inspire you while at it. Give you the best and inspire you while at it. So Adam, karibu tena.
Asante sana.
So in this show, we are not going to be very official. Remember, we are on a date. So listen up. Introduce yourself, then tuendele.
Thank you guys. My name is Adam Omondi Miyumo, or Mr. Miyumo. I'm glad to be here once again, and waiting for this engaging moment whereby me and my wife are going to engage and at least ask each other questions, and of course give answers right here and there, hapa. So stay tuned.
So in this, we only have one rule, and the rule is we do not repeat a question. The game is 14. We are doing 14 questions. And that means Adam will be asking his questions and I will be asking my questions as well. But we are not going to repeat. Whatever question I've asked, he's not going to repeat. And whichever question he asked, I'm not going to repeat. And you be very as genuine as you can be with this.
I can also twist your question. I twist it until
let's wait and
give
see.
It a release. Yeah.
So here we're just reconnecting and getting to know each other in your presence. Should I let you go first?
Go first so I can get the idea of what.
Questions can start from.
No. Start at all.
Sawa. Juu umesema hivyo. I am the one doing question 1. I brought this book just to write so that we know which questions we've tackled. Question 1 by me. What date did you pay my dowry?
Kwisha. Imeenda. That was in June. June 10th June. Is it 10th June? Aye. Well, nani bana. Well, audience bana. Is it 10th June now? Let me see. The year was 2022. 2022. Because I can remember our wedding was in September. The back date July.
July when?
July.
A date
10th July.
A date includes
10th July.
10th July
2022.
10th July 2022. Here, babe, you missed it. When is your birthday?
My birthday. My birthday is in 2nd June.
That is not question number 2. This is just to guide you to the question.
2nd June. 2nd June 1988, yes.
2nd June.
Yeah.
And you came for a dowry 2 days after your birthday.
2 days after my birthday.
So that was 4th June.
4th
That
June.
is how I usually remember that date.
Oh, yes.
So
yes.
Time for your question.
Time for my question.
Question number 2.
If you may, do you remember our first meetup place?
We have many fasts.
No.
We have many fasts. Because the very first time.
Our first meetup place. First when I wanted to
hit on me.
To hit on you, and of course, give my intention.
Well, kuna fast mingi.
Oh yes, and yes.
Let me backdate and see. There's one time we met in town. I don't know if that was after we had actually met again. It was at my gate, opposite church.
The first day I took you. Let me say the first day I took you. I took you out. First day I took you out. Yeah. Can you remember the place?
Now that yes, I can remember. That was at Seasons in town. Was it Seasons? Currently, that building currently holds. Hoteli inaitwaje? Iko Kenya Cinema. Hapo juu hoteli inaitwaje?
I can give you the answer.
Give me the answer.
Highlands Hotel.
It was Highlands.
It was Highlands Hotel.
Okay.
Yes.
So we met at Highlands.
We met at Highlands Hotel.
Sawa.
Yeah.
When did you first know that you wanted to be with me, date me, marry me?
That very day, I was in church. And after having heartbreaks, I decided now to settle because I wasn't rushing because of age, because of time. I wanted to marry because it was my right time now to do what? To marry. Having in mind that earlier, in the earlier shows, I had indicated that I had participated in 44 weddings. And so I wanted the 45th wedding to be mine. So I was singing at the church. And then I saw this lady passing, taking photos and going back. And initially I had heard good stories about her. So I said, let me hit my shot. So that's when I hit my shot. And of course, we had a chat, we talked, and it was in church. Yeah, it was in church.
That is when you knew. When you just saw me, you just knew you were ready to get married.
I knew I was ready to get married. And of course, on that, prior to that the same day, we stood somewhere, took a photo, and guys, we took the photo and we posted in the Facebook. People like, hey, people are looking good. Tell us when we can do our kitenges. We can see the wedding is here, things like that, and yeah.
I have questions. Yours. We're on question number 4.
Question number 4. My question is, at what point did you know that? Did you realize that I'm now ready to?
Babe, that's rule number 1. No repeat of questions. You have repeated a question.
I'm not repeating the question.
That is the same thing I've asked you. How did you know?
That?
So you're just paraphrasing it. Give us another question.
I'll give you another question. Okay. Wadau. When how do I put this? during our friend, remember we were in our friend's wedding, Lindsay and Jairus, you remember? Were you aware that the same day you're going to be proposed to?
No.
You weren't aware?
But I almost got a hint.
How?
There was one of the best mates that kept on asking me question over and over. How did you decide on this man? How did you? And so it was, this is too much question. And considering we are not very close friends, it started sparking some interest, some questions.
Okay.
So I think I almost got a hint, but it didn't. So I did not know. Do you trust me? Question number 5.
Do I trust you? Yes, 50-50. Yes, I do.
Elaborate. Elaborate the 50-50, the part where you trust and the part where you do not trust.
The part 50-50, juu kuna vitu unaweza decide kufanya, but niko like, mbona sikuwa involved. Nothing. You really trust her or not. And there are some things ukifanya na nimekuja in na it works and it happens. So for me it's 50-50. I don't want to say 100%. So trust is built, and trust is between both of us. So we build it for it to be strong also. Yeah. So my question is, after I'm still on that period ya engagement. We saw your people saw your reaction, and what was ringing in your mind when you turned and found me kneeling on my knees, holding her.
You want a genuine answer?
Yeah.
Finally, that's it.
Finally.
Yeah.
Umetoka soko.
Finally, mtu amenitoa soko. That was basically it. That was the main thing, because I was in a season where I really wanted to settle and I really wanted someone serious and all that. And I never used to, in my dating life and the people I've dated, I never used to get to the crossing line. Unafikanga unakaribia inaisha, inaparakasha. So this one at least ilifiki stage. So for me it was, I think it was just finally. That was the main thing that was on my mind.
Finally it's here.
Nice. 8. How well can you say you know me?
How well? Hey, I know you 85%.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Good questions.
I know you 85%.
Ama, do you want to explain? But I think it's just...
I know 85%.
You trust that you know me 85%?
I trust that I know you 85%. If I say 100%, I know there's a question you're going to ask me. How well do you know me about?
Your question.
My question is... how did your parents reacted to this? Of course, our engagement. Of course, I know you told them about our engagement. How was their reaction?
You still at the engagement, really. When I told them, okay, when you actually proposed, the first person I called was my father. But he didn't pick my call. It was at night around 8 when I called, or around 8. He didn't pick my call, so he didn't get to know at that particular time. And then I told them like a day later or 2 days later, and they were happy. So mom was just waiting to see when you'll go home, because for whatever reasons they kept on insisting that whoever you meet out there, make sure they come home and we give them their blessings. Kwanza, my mom used to love saying that Ukipata mtu hata kama ni fair anakuambia hana, mwambie tu atafute ya kukuja ndampea ya kurudi, but usiende kwa nyumba ya mtu bila kufika nyumbani. So that was it. They were just waiting. They didn't want to like make a big deal out of it because things happen. But they were happy that I had crossed that bridge, and now they were waiting to see you. Another question. Given a chance, and this I'm saying, given a chance to marry someone else, who would you marry?
Hi.
see, it's not a trap question. It's not a trap question. No, because assuming okay. Assuming that siko, like the world does not have me.
I'd kissed a lot of frogs. And all the frogs that I kissed, none of them was in the list. Apart from one that it never went on well. Yeah, it never went on well.
Okay.
And actually it was karibu
almost
kuingia church. But then I seeing some red flags and I decided no.
So
this is not,
in short, there's no one. And I've really said genuinely, it's not a trap.
There's no one. There's no one. Kama kubu unanipiga sete. Kesho niambie na huyu ni nani? Colleague. Now let's move from the engagement part. Now let's go to now the dowry part, whereby I sat somewhere and ukaniuliza uko na doa ya kufandi kitu uko na doa ya kufandi dowry ama nini wale wa manna from heaven. So what was your why didn't you have to ask that question? Because for me to give myself that go ahead that I want to marry, and of course I'm going to pay a dowry in such a day, I'd already had everything in plan. What was running in your mind when you asked me?
So before I answer this, let me ask you, it's a question within a question. It's not part of these questions we're asking, but let me ask you, do you want me to narrow it down all the way from wedding, or just the level to where we were planning our dowry?
The level to where we were planning our dowry. Okay,
so when we first confirmed, now you've engaged and I'm okay, and we've informed our parents and we are doing the church delegation, there was this plan that now the dowry is happening. But I have constantly grown, providing for myself since I became mature, providing for myself or depending on my siblings for support. And anytime I ever dated anyone, I never used, and anyone can attest, I never used to ask for money. To date, I still do not know how to ask for money, but I'm really trying. And anytime I would... I started a spark just to see if where you're headed with our plans, you are not mentioning anything financial. So in my plan, I'm like, I want to do a dowry, we need to do this thing, and this thing requires money. And you're not mentioning anything money, but we are planning. What am I planning with? And that's when now I decided to just go straight to the point and ask, do you have money? So that we know that, are we planning with what you have? Or are we tunabangaiza, tuna hope for the best? And then we had also started a group by this time, right? For our wedding. So I was asking, or because I've ever had people contributing for wedding and slashing that money for their dowry. So I think, or you're thinking of waiting, and then we take that part of the wedding money for the dowry. That's why I had to ask, do you have money? So that I know. And being a planner, someone that loves planning in advance, I wanted to know, what are we working with? And I also thought that you had nothing. Sorry to stop.
And you know, for the dowry, you see, my best couple then to be was Mr. Wycliffe Chonge, told me, you see, it's always an honor. It's always an honor for you to get money from your own pocket or whichever source you're going to get. Get that cash, go to the ladies' place, they will really respect you. But this fact that uende kukimbia kwa mabeshte niaje so si uniokole 10k, and then of course ukumbuke bado kuna wedding. Of course you'll have to run back to these people. They'll be like, jamaa bana amekuwa sana. But you see, if I went ahead and paid the dowry, of course that one in your family, at least I got a plus.
Yes, at least that it earned you a lot of respect, because I remember also during planning, the other side, they kept on asking me, what are we doing? How are we planning this? The foods and everything, how are we, the number of guests? And I didn't have an answer as well, because the person I'm talking to is also not giving me his financial plan.
And the person you're talking to is always relaxed.
You are not giving me anything. And this other side, I'm coming from, by the guys, let me give you the story. I'm coming from a family that plans. Like, they know what they want to do, when they want to, like, they need to know. So they are worried because we have a date and I'm saying nothing. I'm not giving them proper advice, or rather I'm not taking them through what they need to know. And here, what they don't know is that I'm actually managing them, because my main man has not given me a go ahead. He has not given me his plan. The only plan we have is we are having a dowry. Tunashona nguo gani, tuna nini, na tujui pesa inatoka wapi, and he's not talking about it. So I had a lot of pressure from home, in the sense that we need to plan, and we need to plan like this, timelines, nini, order. And then you're the calm one. Uko tu.
As in, you see, one thing you need to understand with men, understand with me, not men. One thing you have to understand is, lazima nikaa chini nipige hesabu, unajua tukitoa hii, tukifanya hivi, tukichukua ile, tukichukua pesa ile place, takuaje. You see, and that's why I told you relax. And I told you relax, but we have a dowry.
Sasa mimi, I wanted to know. And I was like, we are getting into this thing. Why won't we plan together? Kama hana pesa pia tujue. Because I was kwa home. My siblings were like, kama hana pesa, simtuambie, ama kama hamna pesa, ama hamna plan. Tuambie ndio tujue venye tunaanza kutafuta food nini.
Hiyo pati ya kusema sina pesa.
Tujue ni ngapi tunatoa. So that is where we were having that ish part, because we were not understanding each other. Mimi ni mtu nataka clean book, unaniambia na chapter 1 ABC, chapter 2 ABC, but wewe ni calm down, when it comes it will come. And hiyo hatuko tunapatana. Let me take a break and get back to guys. So far here where we've reached, what do you think of the questions? Do you have similar thoughts in your marriage, or are you just new, or you're wishing to be in marriage? Just give us a comment. Do not let this pass you by. We just want your engagement, because it helps us grow as well. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you still waiting for? Please subscribe to this channel. And I also wanted to mention that this video has been sponsored by Taraji Pictures. For the first time, we have sponsorship for the video. So keep on commenting, keep on liking, keep on subscribing as we continue. Back to you. Was it your question or my question?
It was my question.
It was your question. Have I answered you correctly? Okay. What did you have in mind, or rather, what expectations did you have when you thought of a wife? Like when you thought of me as a wife, ukiingia kwa hao, now that we are married and we're in the house, what expectations did you have?
Expectation I had was nikitoka kazini nimechoka, choka, naambiwa mpenzi, ile kwenye bafu kuna nini? Kuna maji ya kuoga. Ona? Kuna maji ya kuoga, alafu kuna mlo. Unaona? So I was that nilikuwa najua, because ile maisha ya bachelor bana ilikuwa imenipiga, maisha ukapale ilikuwa imenitandika. Ilikuwa imenitandika na wewe nakuja najua nimefika late, takula nini? Na most bachelors ilikuwanga ni either maziwa na mkate, ama umeshuka nje pala chini kwa manjeri, umenunua githeri, umekuja umepiga chumvi, umekula, umelala. Basi hapa nilikuwa najua nitakuja itakarangwa. Kama ni nyama itakarangwa vizuri. Unaona? Kama ni ugali itapikwa vizuri. And presentation ya hiyo chakula itakuwa different. And of course, unakuja at home una feel uko nyumbani. Yeah, so yeah.
Because your expectations.
My expectation. And of course when the baby comes, seeing her running around here, or him running around here, and calling us me daddy, you know.
So that's the picture you had. Have you... This is a question I'm asking within a question again. Was it met? I'm just curious now to know.
Yeah, it was met.
Really?
It was met partly.
Would you care to let them know?
I let them know. In the morning, before 1 year ago, in the morning, mka nikute breakfast. Waletewa breko, nimetengenezwa tu mandazi hapo. Chai, niko fresh, yani mimi nitaamka. Niambia good morning, kwa sasa hivyo, unaona? Alafu nikule, alafu niondoke niende kazini. Hapo mbele. Niku different bro. Naamka asubuhi, naangalia time, juu mtoi pia usiku, uwezi mpredict. Anazalala vizuri, though unajua utaamka asubuhi kutengeneza chai, bado kuna asamboni utalala. Uniambie, ai, sikutengenezea hata breakfast. Mwambianga wacha tu. Tena kujisort mbele, kwa sababu ngojea utengeneza hiyo breko, time pia, and you know where I'm working, by a certain time unafanya kwenda kwa kazini.
Nilikuwa nataka kujitetea lakini na
so part you never met my expectation. But hapo awali ashalikuwa inateleza bwana.
Haya. Give me.
Tumetoka dowry.
Na wewe umejipanga na seasons.
Tumeingia wedo. Tunataka kuingia wedo. Kwa wedding. Hapa kwa wedding, what was your your dream wedding? Ulikuwa unataka ikayaje?
Wako na time.
Uko na dream wedding yako ikayaje?
I remember not nianze na when you asked us to have a wedding. I remember the first thing I told you was situfanye ya AG, and then we go to church tuombewe and plan ourselves. In 5 years we do our dream wedding, because I knew we did not have money for my dream wedding. So I asked you that, and then you kept on asking me, where's your faith? And even with faith, I was trying to be as realistic as possible. I come from my family members. They never believed in contributing for someone for a wedding. And same to my friends. Whenever we were having talks, they were like, mbona mtu anachangiwangu harusi? Mbona mtu anaraiziwa funds for the wedding? You see? So it's something I knew I cannot count on my family. I cannot count on my friends for contribution. And what I have cannot even sustain a wedding, let alone my dream wedding. Cannot sustain a normal wedding. So, and I always knew, I've always dreamt of a wedding, and I've always dreamt of a big, massive wedding. And so I was not seeing ourselves getting into that, because it means if we are creating a group to contribute, I will need resources from my family and friends, and then from you, so that we can run this. And it was not going to happen. And I also struggled with asking people for money. So imagine putting people in a situation where they have to give me something. And that one, it didn't sit well with me. That's why I told you that. And then now, the wedding we did was our third option. Like my dream wedding, my number one dream was just discussed between you and I. It didn't even make it to the best couple. it was massive. Then now I started narrowing it down. I was trying to also show him the reality and reason why we needed to wait a few years before we now do something that I can feel we'll add. Then now the massive one, we reduced it to the second option. Now this second option is what we presented to people, the committee, and a few members, very few clique of the committee and our best couple. We gave them the second and third option. And then now, by the time we were presenting to everyone else, we were giving out the third budget, because now this is where our reality is. And even with the third, it still looked big, and it's money that we didn't have. But I'm grateful. The moment we opened, I was so surprised, because these people that I didn't expect were going to come through, came through. What I can say in summary is our wedding was free. By free, I mean we spent money, but none of the money was ours. It was fully funded by people that were excited to do it. And we didn't even struggle raising the funds, and that one really surprised me, because the very first people that I knew were going to be against already were asking, unataka support aje, tukusaidie aje, tukunini aje, and that one really made it. But the wedding that we did, according to my dream wedding, was the third option, but it was really beautiful, really, really beautiful. Okay. Was that, have I answered you correctly?
Yeah, you have.
Mimi naye, I'm going, you as you're planning your step by step in order, mimi naye naenda tu nikifinya naenda nikigusa zile buttons, najua maybe utaki niguse.
Gusa.
So we've been together for almost 3 years now. And do you remember our first argument? And if you do you think it was a valid argument?
Our first argument. Do I remember? What I can remember, a friend had sent me a text. That one. Was that our first argument? A friend had sent me a text. And he went peeping around my phone, and he found the text. And he didn't ask me immediately. He asked me later, "Oh, is this sending you a text?" So these are former friends of mine who sent me a text. And then we argued. Oh, I thought we had cancelled this story. One of my friends, when of course already they're supposed to know that you are a married man and that you have moved on. Having friends is not a problem, but the fact that they want to start calling you, my dear, or they want to call you my darling, and of course I'm here calling the same names. Is it really logical? Because I feel that it's like you are carrying them more than you do to me. So we got mad, and we didn't talk for a day. And yeah, of course, a man has to come around and of course be able to bring you into ile mtaratara. Ile gari ya moshi kiunjika, lazima ujue utaunganisha ifanya nini ile kusonga. So we talked, and we agreed from now going henceforth, know this, darling, my dear, let it come from either yourself or my siblings. Yeah. I
remember that was our first, and I remember saying, from now henceforth I'll be calling you Adam, just like everyone else. Sasa ndo ukue na madarlings na mimi nikue na wewe kwangu kue Adam. And I called you Adam for a few days. Then ndio tukarudi. So your question, we are on question 13.
Hapa kwa wedding hapa. Ndio kwa wedding, nilikuwa nimejipanga. Hapa kwa wedding. Was your expectation met? Do you know I'm saying this? Because watu wengi waliniambia, bro, ile harusi yako bana ni 1.2 million. Nikamwambia, hata ni kufika hata 6 haikufika. because people were looking at the deco wanaangalia ile deco imepigwa bro, of course ilikuwa pishapiga 450 wanaangalia nini, wanaangalia table zimesetiwa, and of course yani ilikuwa inakaa ile high end wedding, and of course having in mind that tuko tumefanya in a enclosed hall, people were like wedding sio hivi. So was the expectation met?
Yes, it was exceeded. By exceeded, I mean so much happened with the money that we did not have. That was the biggest part, that we managed to pull all this with money that we did not have. Meaning, people pulled their resources, people pulled their presence, people were so excited. Like today, I always feel indebted to people that really came through. So I remember transport. I don't even know if we ever paid for already, because people are like, I'm giving you my car, I'll give you this car, it's fully fueled, and we had a long convoy of people that came through with vehicles that were fueled. With deco, my deco was done by Vero Lils. This is someone that we were with in the same school. We went to high school together, and then we've exceeded our friendship. Ilienda, we have a chama that, currently it's not, the chama has gone down, but we've always kept in touch. So when I told them that this is my wedding, as far as they work extra hard to make event beautiful, but they had to also chip in as friends and make sure that it's blossom way above our budget. Like they did more than we could afford to pay. They went an extra mile for the sake of us. And what else? Like things just came through. Even the cake, you see, for the cupcakes that were given to all the guests, it was basically Linda that did the cake without being paid. The only thing we bought were materials. And it was at spices. Any recipe, the products for the recipe. But everything else, she catered for. The main cake was done by Blessing. Blessing also asked for a bare minimum. Like, I'm telling you, it was all favor. When it comes to the drinks and distribution, the caterer offered to give us water, branded water for free within the package. Apart from him being a caterer, he has also been a long-time friend. He was actually our neighbor some time back, before now we moved. When I was still living under my grandfather's roof, he was our neighbor. So by extension, these offers, ata chapatis, I think he charged half for the chapatis and then added more. Now, by virtue of having known us for some time, knowing our family. And then came your company and they brought in more water and more drinks. You see, so much was somehow managed in between here that it looked beautiful without us spending an arm and a leg. So my expectations was exceeded.
Awesome.
It was exceeded. Oh, you've asked. Ni mimi ndo nauliza the next one, the 15th question. What do you dislike about me? Or rather, what do you find irritating about me in the house?
What I find irritating about you
as a wife?
As a wife. Unaenda, unawasha mastima zote, cha. Alafu unakuja unakaa hapa. Na anakwambia, babe, kuna stimu lazima, naenda unazima. Ta. Ndio sasa unarudi tena kwa kitchen, unawasha, unarudi unakaa. Sasa najiuliza, sasa mzee pastor nimemwambia azime stima, na bado ameenda kaizima, akarudi akakaa tena akaacha tena na bado hajaizima. It irritates.
I am trying.
Having in mind that the electricity sasa unapiga token ya zao na free inakimbia bwana, kama tunaitumia na mtu bwana.
And that one has been a struggle. Nasajitata to grow up na stima.
Yes, so kama kugrow na stima.
To grow up na stima. So we're just getting to learn that there's actually stima. But okay, I don't know. It has been something that I really try in my mind. Nafikiria nimeweka. But lately about the kitchen, what happens is I tend to forget a lot, and it has been a season since after delivery. I forget ile kabisa. So nikiweka kitu inaiva, I want the lights on so that when I peep and see light, I remember there was something.
Wezi pipi hivi ukienda kupipu nakuta kitu yao kwa
kama nilizima labda harufu ya kitu imeungua ndo inikumbushe. So that is one thing that I've been running away from, but yes, team, I'm trying.